Do you believe a curse can live in your blood? That it can travel across oceans, generations, and dreams? Before you answer, listen carefully to this story. And if it chills you to your core, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share your thoughts in the comments. What you're about to hear is not just a ghost story. It's a story of family, pain, and the roots we try to bury. The first time Amina felt the presence, she was only 10 years old, standing barefoot in her grandmother's garden in rural Georgia. The soil was red, rich, and thick between her toes, and her grandmother, Mama Jo, was whispering a prayer to the earth. Amina didn't understand the words, only the rhythm. But what she did understand deep in her chest was the way the air changed. It went still. Heavy. As if the trees around them were listening. As if something under the ground was stirring. Years passed. Amina moved north with her mother after Mama Jo's death. Her mother, Denise, never spoke about the old house, never returned, and flinched at the mention of anything back home. They lived in a small apartment in Chicago, filled with silence and books but very little warmth. Denise was a nurse, strong, quiet, and exhausted all the time. She had no time for stories. Ghosts die when you ignore them, she would say. Let the past stay buried. But trauma doesn't die, it festers. Amina was 24 when the nightmares started. The same dream every night. She stood in Mama Jo's garden again, but the soil bubbled like boiling stew. From it, blackened roots writhed like snakes. They slithered around her ankles, pulling her down. Every time she tried to scream, she'd wake up with soil under her fingernails and the taste of ash in her mouth. She kept it to herself until the day her mother collapsed at work. Stroke, they said. Sudden. Devastating. Amina rushed to the hospital, but Denise never woke up. She was gone, and with her, so many unanswered questions. In her grief, Amina went through her mother's things and found a key and a note. Don't go back. But if you must, dig only where the flowers don't grow. The house had been abandoned for over a decade, overtaken by vines and silence. Amina stood at the threshold, suitcase in hand, feeling the weight of something old pressing against her skin. The walls groaned as if recognizing her. Inside, the air was thick with dust and memory. The floorboards creaked like whispers. And then she heard it, soft singing. A lullaby. In a language she didn't know but her soul remembered. She followed the sound to the garden. It was just as she remembered, except wild. Overgrown. Flowers bloomed in chaotic, unnatural bursts. But in one corner, nothing grew. Just bare red earth. That's where the key led her, to a small, rusted box buried beneath the ground. Inside, letters. Old, brittle, and written by Mama Jo, but addressed to Denise. The letters told of a family curse. Centuries ago, in West Africa, an ancestor named Ndala was betrayed by her village. Accused of witchcraft, her children were taken, her home burned. As she died, she cursed the bloodline not with evil, but with remembrance. May you never forget what was taken. May your children carry the pain until it is healed. The curse wasn't a punishment. It was a cry. Mama Jo had tried to keep the rituals alive, to remember, to honor. But Denise had turned away. And the more she buried the past, the more it haunted her. Nightmares, fear, silence, all of it came from ignoring the pain. Amina cried for hours in that garden, holding the letters close. Her mother's pain made sense now. The coldness, the fear, it wasn't neglect. It was trauma. Inherited. Carried. Repeated. That night, the spirits came. She was in bed, candle burning, when the air shifted again. From the walls, shadows stretched. Whispered voices hummed the lullaby. Then Mama Jo appeared, young, strong, eyes glowing with something ancient. You came back, she said. You're the root. You can heal us. Amina stood, trembling, but met her grandmother's eyes. How? Listen. Honor. Don't forget us. The days that followed were filled with rituals. She dug into her heritage, called elders, read journals, relearned the songs, the dances, the prayers. Every night she lit candles. Every day she spoke names of women lost, children silenced, ancestors erased. And slowly, the nightmares stopped. Instead of roots pulling her under, they held her steady. She dreamed of oceans and fires, of Ndala whispering blessings in her ear. She felt her mother's arms around her for the first time, not in life, but in memory. And in that moment, she forgave her. Amina didn't leave the house. She restored it. Made it a center for healing, for learning, for remembering. People came with their own ghosts, generational pain, unspoken stories, and found peace in the garden where the flowers once refused to grow. You see, the horror wasn't just in the hauntings. It was in forgetting who we are. In silencing our roots. But when we speak the names, honor the pain, and hold our ancestors close, we find power. We find healing. We find freedom. So now, I ask again, do you believe a curse can live in your blood? Or maybe, just maybe, it's a prayer waiting to be answered. If this story moved you, if you felt the spirit stirring, please like the video, subscribe for more haunting tales rooted in truth, and share it with someone who needs to remember who they are. Until next time, listen closely. The earth remembers.